Um,
Okay, we are with reading screenwriter Jessica Morgan from Another World is the screenplay. An elf is transformed into a wrestler's body. Is that a good pitch?
no, transported into the backyard of a retired wrestler.
Okay, sorry, I apologize.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay.
So
I'm
basically
actually
what?
I'm a bit on the dyslexic side, so I understand like I totally rearrange everything in my head anyway. So, um, but yeah, no, the elf, she's obviously from another world, a fantasy world, kind of like a RPG, and she's transported into this world
Yeah.
to fix the mess that her world caused because they don't want to deal with anything. So just sweep it under the rug. Somebody else's problem.
And what's the metaphor of the retired wrestler's backyard?
So he is he's kind of like the reluctant hero, and he's got like that his life is just falling apart, and they just kind of like team up, and she adds more chaos to his life that's already in shambles, but it kind of gives him like a new purpose. And he thinks like the whole meetup is completely confusing. Like she doesn't know what to think of him. He doesn't know what to think of her. She thinks like she's a fan, and
Yeah.
she's she's used to like people like looking with a like a bit scruffy, and he's just more like I don't know. It's like a very weird meeting for the two of them.
Well, the wrestling world is like pretty kind of cartoonish or like kind of like over the top anyways, right? So he kind of lives in an over top world. So
Yes.
like an elf would just be nothing, I guess, in this world, I guess.
Yeah, like since we have run fairs and everything, he thinks like maybe she got lost, ate a
Yeah.
couple of like bad mushrooms or something. He's just totally lost. She's totally lost. That is just like, oh, look, there's a dragon. But it's normal to her. And he's just, no, that's not normal.
Yeah. So then these kind of two people were the reluctant friendship, I guess.
Yeah, because she, from her world, like I said, like the men, they all have like beards or some sort of facial hair. And the character, I just picture John Cena because I love his expressions. And
Gotcha.
he's just got that kind of face. Like I feel like if he was green and you gave him tusks, like he would look more like an orc. So like that's kind of
So
like
yeah.
where the confusion is. It's just like, what are you? And it's just it kind of spirals like she realizes not exactly what she thinks he is.
Yeah.
So she gives him like a chance, and they just have so many problems go on.
So he's more like Cena is more of a refined wrestler, I guess. Like he's not like in that kind of like he's you know what I mean? Like if I mean by more of a refined wrestler, like he kind of he's the champion. He's like the poster boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And his character, Stephen McBuff, um, he, since, as you know, there's a ton of injuries in the wrestling field.
Yeah.
And then there's also that idea that, like, well, wrestling's fake. And it's kind of not. So he's like,
Predetermined. I like to say predetermined, not fake.
yeah, they do have like scripts and everything,
Yeah, yeah.
but like he runs into fans, so-called fans, and they give him like a hard time, and it's like, no, I had to quit because of a back injury,
Yeah.
which he doesn't even realize that she healed because of all
Yeah.
the mayhem.
So where did this idea come from for you?
It actually came up from a game idea that I have, and it's a bit big. I don't know if it's actually like doable, but I figured um if there's a movie that comes out about it and people realize it could be a franchise, that there might be like investors saying, okay, it sounds like a cool idea. Like, let's see what we could do. The game idea is like it's like LARP meets escape room meets VR or AR.
Okay.
And so I kind of like if you were really into like the Ren Fair or whatever, you could go down to um not like an escape room, but like the dungeon or the guild, and you could sign up and you could do like VR um escape room like things.
Virtual reality. So you
Yeah.
do the virtual reality?
I've I've never done AR, VR, Ren Fair, LARPing. Um, I'm kind of like a little bit burnt out. I work in a school system, so every time when something comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do it. And then the weekend comes and I'm like, I'm just sleeping it.
Oh, sorry to hear that. But you have enough time to write though, write a script.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm kind of creatively impulsive. So like I'm always doing some sort of craft or like just jotting down something.
Yeah. No, it's a good structure. It's a good idea. It's kind of like two lost souls, kind of like there's a kind of a disrespect. Even you kind of in your script, and you kind of alluded to it just now, like even the wrestler, like even though he's on top of his game, there's a disrespect within a certain culture, I guess, for what they do, right? So
Yeah. It's like that I think that happens with like any job, like people just assume, oh, you have it so easy. And it's not. There's so much that goes on behind the curtain.
yeah, and that said, it's so hard to get to that level too, right? So
Yeah.
where that
And
your character's at. So
yeah,
I'm just giving him a background picture, right? So I'm just like kind of like so, but it's like yeah, like it's like they're misfits, I guess. The misfits kind of
yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
as an audience, like I'm just being an audience member, like we kind of connect with those kind of because I think we all think we're a little bit of misfits in our own
yeah,
ways, right?
yeah. Um, it like her friends or groups, the party members from the other world, they call themselves the comedy of errors. So I kind of like feel like it's important to laugh at yourself, laugh at your mistakes, and grow
Yeah.
from it.
So what? When did you start writing screenplays?
My life is a bit of a blur. I think I started September or maybe over the summer, since I have summers off, and I work with first grade self-contained, the special ed, and I knew what I was
Well,
gonna
that's a
get.
tough job.
Yeah, I love it, but the Board of Ed, they're just, I don't know who's evaluating the kids because they belong in a
Yeah,
specialized school instead of because we're a community school.
yeah.
But my memory is just going. So I don't know if it was like over the summer or September. I'm like, I gotta come up with ideas to like have a few extra bucks in the bank or something, just retire. I don't know. I love it. Again, the kids are funny, they're great. I love helping them, but it's again draining.
Yeah, but it's so interesting that you wrote this screenplay. Did like the what you just talked about? Like it's sort of because these kids are kind of like 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 not you know what I'm trying to say. It's like they're nobody kind of takes them seriously in a sense. They kind of like they get dusted off to the side. I'm just projecting, but
Yeah.
I'm just yeah right and like they don't get like
They're not
nobody
getting the help that they need.
they know
And
exactly.
they're
You know what I mean?
smart.
Yeah,
They're smart, but
they're not conventional, right?
no. They need a setting that would help them manage like daily life,
Yeah.
how to interact, how to like get along. And because they could read and write, do math and everything, but well, some of them. But we have this one girl, cute as a button, but she sings all day, all day. You can't get her to stop. All day singing. How do
Yeah,
you
it's
teach?
not, it's
How
not
do
funny for
you
you, right? But
teach?
yeah, yeah.
And then we have
What
another
does she
kid.
sing though? Like Barbara Streisand? Like what is she? I'm just curious.
She started off singing Holiday, and then it went to Who Let the Dogs Out,
Yeah.
Then it went to Golden, from the K-pop Demon Hunters, and
So
now
she went from
it's just
Madonna to like a early 2000s smash hit
2000s.
to now the modern music, I guess.
She just like whatever's in her head. They call it scripting,
Yeah.
and they have to like get whatever's in their head out so they don't drive themselves crazy. It
And then you get a
Instead they just drive
song.
everybody
A
else crazy.
song,
Yeah,
we all have that, right? Where a song kind of gets in our
yeah,
head and we can't let it go, right? We keep singing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah.
of like that. And then we have another kid who freaks out every time when somebody coughs, sneezes, or cries.
Yeah.
And we're in pollen season, so it's been bad.
Yeah. And who works, like, is it you and a couple other people are working?
Yeah, we have a teacher and two other paras, including myself.
Yeah.
Seven kids.
Okay.
7 kids in the class, and it feels like 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, keep it up, right? Because like I said, those kids, like it is like it's. But I said it's interesting you wrote this script because
Yeah.
it's like people who are like are set aside in a sense,
Yeah.
right?
And like I said too, like you can't really judge somebody's job description. Like people always say, "Oh, teachers have it easy. You have summers off. You leave at 3 or like
Yeah,
2:30 or
it's 6 hour
whatever."
days. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
The energy it takes, I guess, right? A lot of energy.
yeah. Yeah. And some of them, if they can't handle something, then they cry and run out. And we have like a big sign by the door. It is not okay to run away. And
Yeah, and they're in grade one. You can always work with grade ones.
uh usually we were kindergarten, and then right around, I think, no, shortly after COVID, that's when we noticed like things are getting like really rocky. And the teacher's like, I don't think I could teach kindergarten. And there was a few times we'd actually have to teach both kindergarten and first grade.
Mhm.
Like, how do you teach two grades at once?
So
It's
you basically started writing screenplays just recently, then, like
Yes.
not too long ago.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but like I don't want to say like I feel like a fraud because I don't know what I'm doing. But like I said, I've always been creative. I always had like all these ideas. And is just like one thing after another in my head. I'm like, okay, these would be interesting characters. This would be like an interesting setup.
Yeah,
And I kind of touch upon that with the demons that came from her world into this world. Like they would have words on their foreheads of something that you would feel like insecure about yourself. So the wrestler, he feels like he's an imposter. So he would see the word imposter, and the elf, she feels like she's a bad daughter. So she sees that like reflecting back at her. And I kind of like, I'm like, am I an imposter?
yeah. We all feel that
But
we are.
yeah, but it's
It's
like
a
one of
very
those
common
things.
imposter syndrome. We all kind of feel that
Yeah,
way, right?
yeah. And like I don't want people to feel that way. I don't want people to feel bad. And so I want it to be like, well, you put the work in, so you shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah. So okay, so then have you written other scripts besides this one?
Yeah, a long time ago, like I've written I'm a big fan of the SWAT cats. I want them to come back. Don't know what's going on with that. And let's see, I think after high school, I wrote a Batman film script that I just for fun.
Like
So, and then I also
fan
wrote,
stuff. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And then I wrote a skit which I hope to get on SNL. Uh, just playing around with the idea of the end of the world with Jason Momoa zombies. I think that would be a great way to go.
So you talk about SWAT cats or SWAT like SWAT cats?
What cats? Yeah. Cartoon from the
in the
90s or
'90s.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah, lasted 2 years.
Yeah.
He wanted to come back.
Yeah. They do have a Kickstarter. They have a comic coming out, but it's just, I don't know, it's going too slow for me. I want everything now. I actually went into
So they're like
animation.
cat vigilantes. Oh, I couldn't even say that. Yeah. Oh, why? So what kind of push? Why did you get? Why were you interested in this type of that story? I'm just curious.
The SWAT Cats? Oh, it was my favorite
Yeah.
childhood cartoon. That and
But what do you
Batman.
think that what resonated? Why did you like it so much?
I just like the superhero aspects and their cats. I love cats. I think they're great characters. I love the pilot.
Okay, I should check it out. It's got a good rating on IMDb.
Yeah. And
So
they,
okay, I was gonna say, do you ever notice that like cats are always the villains in these animation films?
yes. And it also really bothers me. I know it might be like a stupid little nitpick, but it bothers me that they named the cat in Cinderella Lucifer.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, I don't know. It's you should not name your cat Lucifer. And then also, could you
No, but
imagine if you,
they're always the antagonists. Yeah,
yeah. Well, there was one animation,
they're
I
never
can't
the
remember.
heroes.
Um, Cats Don't Dance. There was a movie. I can't, but
Okay,
there was two cats. They were like the heroes. But
well,
yeah,
that's an
mostly,
aberration,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Meaning that like every movie I see, the cat's up to no good. It's being a shit disturber. Part of my French. It's just like it's always pushing against the hero,
yeah. But
right? We
not
need.
not in SWAT Cats. Yeah, we need the good cats.
I think that's probably why you like it. It's just because we
Yeah.
need that. I remember Thundercats. That was
I was
different.
just thinking of Thundercats, yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's the cat from, well, the tiger from He-Man. I just saw the trailer for that.
yeah.
So that looks interesting.
Oh, they're making a new He-Man.
Yeah.
Why?
I can't remember when the movie's supposed to come out, but
What
probably next year.
generation? Like who is He-Man still a thing? And like it's like a Generation X thing. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Well, they're always trying to bring back like old things.
Yeah, because yeah, but at the same time, it's got to catch a generation, right?
Yeah, but then again, so many of the people these days, they're just hooked onto the iPads. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you think you're gonna write another script?
Uh, actually, I think I had a dream about that last night. I do like I love getting my ideas out, but writing is hard. I am writing a book to go as like a prequel to the movie, and then I do want to write a sequel as a movie. Because we leave off not really knowing where one of the characters' families are. And I've mentioned in the movie that the other adventurers, they're very like terrible people.
Mhm.
So just I kind of want to show people like that they got these egos, that they're not really that friendly, that they're trying to help, but it's like, all right, I've done you a favor. Can I have money? And it's kind of like you do put in the work, so you do deserve something, but at the same time, you shouldn't be arrogant about it. And
Mhm.
also in the feedback, somebody was asking about if they would, if she would go back home.
Yeah.
And I'm on the fence about that because it's, it's a big thing to like willingly leave your home, everything that you know to help strangers because you feel
Yeah.
like that's the right moral thing. And then it- realizing that this world is a terrible place or kind of like not exactly what she was thinking. So,
Like this world, like the Earth world, our
yeah,
world.
yeah. Because like she's an elf, like a wood elf that loves trees and everything. But I mean, I live in New York and there's buildings everywhere. It would
Yeah.
be an elf's worst nightmare. But if if you don't really know that there are like forests and parks and everything and like conservations and stuff, that it's like, okay, it's not that bad. But your first impression would be like, oh, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah.
And she has that realization at some point, and it's like, all right, I'm out. I don't care about what happens to this world. I'm done.
Yeah.
But she still has that like that deep part of her that is like, all right, no, I don't want to see people get hurt. I don't want families to be ripped apart. That's pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's hard for her to pick and choose.
Okay, so you're obviously into the fantasy world. Are you into the wrestling world? Is that why you picked the wrestler?
Um, well, I do like taekwondo and boxing. I don't really watch those things because I get too into it and I root for whoever is just winning.
Yeah.
Um, but I picked the wrestler because I do, like I said, I do like John Cena, and I just recently found out that he speaks a little Chinese. Well, he speaks a lot of Chinese. I speak a little Chinese.
Like
我会说一点.
Mandarin. He speaks Mandarin.
Yeah, yeah. And so I kind of like got that connection and I started like following more on what he or how good he speaks and it's amazing how much like I don't know. It is hard. I don't think it's it's one of those languages that I think is intimidating, but it's not as hard as everybody thinks. It's just because there's like 8,000 characters, but
Yeah.
that's not the alphabet. And I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm dyslexic, so I did better with studying Chinese than on my
Mandarin.
with my
Yeah. Yeah.
English. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, I remember I had to retake science class again in high school, and the guy behind me came from China, and he was teaching me Mandarin from like instead of like it was like I failed science and I had to take it in summer school, and instead of learning, I did end up passing, but instead of learning science, I was learning Mandarin from him, and I was like
that's
fascinated by
cool.
like all the characters and stuff, and it was like,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
and Cena's does it because it's like he's a business guy, right? Like he wants to take over the world, and that's the second language of the world, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, he's an interesting dude, right? Like because
he
he's
is.
like
He definitely is.
yeah, he grinded his way through the WWE for like 10, 15 years, and people hated him at the beginning, like big all. Then they everybody ended up loving him, right? So he
Yeah.
went through that arc, right? So yeah,
Yeah. I remember I used to babysit, and the kid that I watched
yeah,
loved John Cena. Like
yeah,
he wants to be like a little mini John Cena. And
yeah. He's a good role model. He grinds it out, grind it out, right? So just
and
like
he
you're doing
has
with your scripts.
yeah, and he has great expressions. I love his expressions.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on the success of the script. I love to work with you again. It seems like you got something going on, and yeah, I guess like get some good sleep and keep at the grind. I guess at school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll keep on trucking. I mean, like I said, I'm creatively impulsive. I'll just keep on like typing away or
yeah,
making something.
yeah. And do something that you like. That's fun, right? Do something for yourself.
Yeah. No, I always do.
just my unsolicited opinion towards
No,
you.
it's
So, yeah.
great opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well,
All
let's
right.
talk again soon. I appreciate your time.
Okay, nice meeting you. Have a good one. Bye.